part of the challenges. These shigedaches might be a bit of a struggle, but we'll see how we go. Righto, first part of Seiyunchin. From here, just like we talked about last week, think about each individual hit. Obviously, to move into your first move, it has to be your right hit, but it's not forward, it's down. From there, drop. If you go forward, it's a bit of a laboured, slow technique that kind of falls you forward. But when you go hip down, it drops you into this perfect position. Now, I want you to think about the room that you're in and think about your 45 degrees. A lot of you go too wide, a lot of you go too straight. It has to be a perfect 45 degrees to there so that my chest can still be to the center. I'm not turning to the center. This is where I am, which means my shoulders are actually pointed over there, but the chest still has center to center to get you to there. As soon as I turn too much, it's only my head going that way. If I go too far this way, it's my whole body pointing this way. So it's got to be that perfect angle that I drop, shoulders, knees, everything are pointing on 45, but my head and my sternum are pointing that way. Even though your hands are doing slow, you move fast. Drop, out, up. Right, hands here, elbows in, tight lats. Out, up, elbows touch. My whole forearms, back my fingers are together. Not out like that. Tuck them in. Cover yourself into there before we move on to the next bit. So 1, 2. Tight underneath the whole time. Just try that. Go. Right, so from here. Just about touching, not touching. Wrists perfectly straight. Thumbs in. Tight down. Away. In. Very little movement. It's not this. It's not a big thing where your elbows come out. It's very minimal. So there's no wasted movement. And here. And fists. Roll to about there, then back. So then it finishes directly over top of your knees, not behind your knees. When you go behind your knees, your shoulder blades have gone back and your chest gone out. From there, 1, 2. That's all it is. Drop, tight the whole time. Elbows must touch just underneath your nose. Fists, interlocking your fists. Just in front of your thighs, then things squeeze back, which means they finish just above your thighs. Back nice and straight, tall stomach, go to there. Okay, stop. Right, it's not your shoulders. So your shoulders can't be doing this. When it's your shoulders, this happens, which means this happens, because it's all about the top half. It needs to be through here and through here. So that your shoulders have very little movement. But all through, up here through your stomach, up through your neck, not through your shoulders. Anything to do with karate, when it comes to shoulders, things happen too big. This is shoulders, big, big, big. Shoulders, most adult males want to use their shoulders. Stomach, lats, sternocleidomastoid. 1, 2, 3, no shoulders. Do it again, go. Too many years of using your shoulders. Okay, stop. Right. The shigedache is a massive thing for Seiyunchin. Training of your shigedache. So the height of your shigedache is not a massive deal. So you can be here or you can be here. This is a tournament shigedache, which is all the way down, knee to knee, not really ideal. This is too high, but anywhere between here and here is an okay shigedache. The thing you need to think about is first your toes. So everyone get into shigedache, grab your toes to the ground. That is your first job. Then pull your knees back as far as you can possibly can. Now, I've got quite flexible groin, which means I can pull my knees right back. But if your knees are there and it is as far back as you could possibly go, that's good. Because all you need at a sugar arch is that it's low enough that you're down training your legs, power through your stomach, tall, down, grip to the floor, knees back, which gives you strength. As soon as some of those things fade, everything goes haywire. So don't focus on how deep it is, focus on how strong it is. From your toes to your knees, your stomach. There or there, no big deal. As long as it's strong. Do it again, focus on your sugar arch. Okay, stop. Okay. So, straight lines are crucial. Straight lines, straight lines, straight lines, straight lines. As soon as your lines are bent, things look horrible. It's got to be straight lines, straight lines, straight lines. Everything is straight. That's what gives you the perfect position. Straight lines, straight lines, straight lines. This is how you know everything is perfect, when everything is straight. As soon as things start to curve, bend, things have gone wrong. Right, passive resistance. Imagine pushing a wall away, but the wall is not there. Forcing it away as strong as you can, this real heavy wall that you're pushing away, that's passive resistance. You either have a power technique or a strength technique. No speed, but it still has exactly the same strength. But smooth, powerful strength techniques. So this time, just get to there, but focus on how strong your hands are. So tighten everything, but doing it smooth. It should be physically draining to do this first part of the kata because of how strong you hold your hands. Go. Right, there's too much of this, guys, up here. It's got to be there. Tight, tight. There. Not up there. As soon as you put up there, all this is loose. No strength. Down, which means they stay down through the whole lot. There. Down. Open jars. To here. Right. From there. Inside. Outside. Twisting. When someone's got those wrists and we're twisting up. Twisting. Not scooping up. Twisting up. Scooping up has no strength to it. You want to twist up. Open your jars and swing up. Go. Right. It's way too easy to go for the easy option. The easy option is this. The hard option is tight and small, elbows together, small, tight, strong, through the whole thing. Now, even and opposite. Both hands need to travel the same distance in the same amount of time. If this one's just doing that and this one's doing that, it doesn't work together. They both need to travel the same distance, which means they finish at the same time, which means they're working together. That one makes that one better, and that one makes that one better. They're doing opposite things. Two sides of your body doing two different things. Twist. Through. This one's got to go past your body to be able to block. This one goes up to be able to block, to get back to there. But this one needs to get back to our Hikite position, ready to go in. 1, 2, 3. Go. Okay, so from there, everything stays still. Tighten your lats, strong. Open the jaws. There. Out away from your body. Top of your knuckle. Top of your shoulder. Shoot underneath. Straight to there. That's all it is. Don't overcomplicate things. It's just to your shoot underneath position. Now, this hand is the biggest problem with most of you. So if we swing to there and it's pointing up, it has to go down. Most years, it ends up pointing down, which means it has to scoop around. But if you come back to here and you're focused on it, keeping it perfectly straight, then it'll be perfectly straight. Cupping is a terrible thing. Do not cup. You cannot have strong hands cupping. Tight, thumb pulled back, strong. But when you get there, flexible, tight. Flexible, tight. Tight. Go. Flex. Okay. Timing. Now, don't stress too much on how fast or how long it should take you to do this. Everyone's going to be just that little bit different. What you should focus on, though, is breathing. Concentrate on your breathing. Seiyunchin breathing from right down here. Tight. Doesn't have to be out loud, but it should be heavy and from right down here. This focuses through your stomach, keeps everything strong, but keeps everything smooth. When you hold your breath, things won't be smooth. Breathe to keep things smooth and keep things strong. Straight, 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 everything straight. Go. Okay, stop. Right, so the problem with this kata is there's so many things to think about just for something simple like this that something's going to go wrong. So focus on the thing that you struggle with the most. So if you struggle with this, focus on this. You struggle on your shigarach, focus on your shigarach. Just one thing at a time. You'll never be able to get everything right at once. Focus on one thing, get that right. Focus on the next thing, focus on the next thing. So from here, drop strong. Tight. Grip your toes to the floor, elbows in. Don't use your shoulders, just squeeze to here. Swing. Now if you think about my center line through to here, this hand needs to cross the center line to come back this way. Because if a punch is coming this way, I can't miss the punch. I have to cross to catch the punch. This is where you get your distance from with this hand. Because if this hand's doing quite a bit of distance, this one has got to cover. So if you see both my hands, this one's covered here, this one's covered here. But if I do this, I've got a line straight down the middle that I'm going to get hit. So you've got to always think about covering yourself. You've covered yourself here, left yourself open. Covered yourself. Covered yourself here, left yourself open. So it's got to be covered, block, and in. Not there, just ahead of you. 1, 2, because you're facing that way. All the way through, go. Okay, stop. You can't cover yourself with this one if it goes back there. So my front hand stays in front of myself, not this way to go this way, because my attack is coming from this way, so I block this way. Not this way to go that way. Fancier, but not right. That's where my opponent is. That's where my opponent is. So go at them, not away from them. Do it again. Go. Righto. Moving in shigarach. 45 degrees to 45 degrees. But if my center balance, center line of my body is down there, it doesn't move. Everything happens under my belt. There's no movement above my belt. So because I need to move, it is my left hip that snaps through. right hip snaps through, which means the top half shouldn't move. If you're going and everything's moving, it's no good. Center line, still there. Still there, still there. Nothing changes. From there, move 3 times in chicken arch, keeping that center line. Go. Right, stop, 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 stop. Okay, so if I'm going this way, obviously my head needs to stay the same height. This knee, the power of that quad is my strength, but that hip is my power. So this gives me the strength and base, this hip gives me the snap. But if this one relaxes and this hip goes through, I have to go up and down. So it can't be up and down, it has to be straight through. One piece, one piece. If you're not using this, you'll do this. Your body will go, your head will go. It can't be head. This has to stay perfectly still. And it's just your power through your hips and legs. Do it again, go. Okay, break it down. So, from there, my left hip pulls forward to get me to there. And both my knees should be nice and bent. Then it's my left hip again that pushes out that way. So it pulls, pushes, pulls, pushes, pulls, pushes. 2 separate things with your hip. If you're just trying to pull your hip through, you'll get that. But it has to be pull, push. Pull, push, pull, push. Go. Okay, good. Right, so when you're in chicken arch, if you're pulling your knees back and tight up through your stomach should be taking some of the power and strength with your legs. So which means if you turn your stomach off, all your weight goes onto your legs, and it's very, very hard to hold that chicken arch. As soon as you engage your stomach through it and engage your butt muscles, you're then taking the pressure on a lot of different muscles, which means your chicken arch will be strong. Now, when you move, you go hip, snap through. Same with fighting, snap through. Push, snap. So if you're practicing, then your fighting is going to be very much top heavy as well. Through there, just like you do with your fighting. Right, so go from there, all the way through, and then left side, right side, all 3. Go, do it twice. Okay, stop, last thing. So, a Chudanuki is elbow in, hand out, which means when I drop to there, that's my position. Not there, elbow in, hand out. So what you want to try and do is turn your little finger in as much as you can. What that does is tightens up through here and gives you that V-shaped with your arms. As soon as you don't do that, it gets to there, which is no good. So Chudanuki position, fist out, elbow in. Hand out, elbow in. Little finger twisted in, then out, then in. Last time, go. Right, relax. Right, from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, firstly, hand position, little finger knuckle. Koyubi, in. Sternum height, lower sternum height, not up here, lower, which means you'll be tight underneath here. Normal punch, that's a normal punch. Then, turn, that's all it is. Don't change anything. That's all it is, which means your wrist should be still flat. Most of you do this and it's no good. Wrist should still be flat. Little finger knuckle in line with your sternum, which means that is pushing in line with it to give you that help. If you're pushing it on a different direction, it doesn't make sense. Fingers up, center of that palm, and line straight down the center. So there. Try that to start with. Get your hands in the right spots. Right. Wash my hands. Here. They're still there. They're still there. They haven't moved at all. So once you turn them over, 1, 2, now that's when your hands move. Before that, they don't move an inch. Do it again. Go. Okay, stop. Right, now we're going to think about our individual hips. So from here, it is our right hip that pulls back. So when our right hip pulls back, our left hip should push forward. And what that does is instantly squares me to the front. You've got to get there as quickly as possible. It can't be up and I'm still pointing over in 45 degrees. With my hip twisting, it brings you to there, square, which means then you can push straight ahead. If we just come up and this foot's pointing out to there, I'm pushing very slowly and my chest pointing over there. My opponent's there, square, push. Bottom foot going from there to there. Go. Okay, so I know a lot of you struggle to get any power into this. So this is what we need to do. I'm going that way. First thing, if I bend and straighten and bend, never have any power. So it's going to be straight, 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 straight. Always straight. If you've got someone there, get them to watch you. Don't let them swing with the top half of your body. Always keep it straight. First thing, go. Body straight. Tight through your stomach. Okay, try this. What I want you to try is going from here and stopping. If you have to fall forward, it means something's gone wrong. So you should be able to go up and just hold it there because your body's nice and straight, balance is there. But if you can't do that and you fall back down, your body weight's going that way. So then you can hold, drop, and then charge forward. Do it a couple of times with stopping without going forward. Check your balance. Right, next thing to get your power. You need to think about that when you're moving forward, you're creating energy. You're creating your momentum, you're creating your power by sliding forward. Suryasana, sliding your feet. Suryasana, shuffling forward. The energy you create from that shuffle is where the power comes from your punch. If you get your timing wrong, there's no power. You've got to create the energy, then let it go. Faster you go, better the punch. You've got to create the energy and then you've got to harness it. You do that by gripping to the floor. So if you can move fast and then grab in a perfect Seiyunchin arch, the energy will then flow up and then out through your punch. But if you get your timing wrong, things will go haywire. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Go. Good. Okay. Up. Push. Now, the direction is so important. So if you go from down to up, it's no good. It's going to be from down, still down, still down. What a lot of you end up doing is going up, over, or under, and you have the shape of going over or under. We need to be even, straight through the center. So this is my height, this is my center, through there. Same height, same center, same height, same center. Not up, over, or up, down. Keep it nice and straight. Straight lines. Do it again. Go. If you think of a normal punch starts fingers up, and then you rotate it around. What a lot of you are doing is having your fingers up, slowly turning it over, and then trying to punch with it. So that's like doing a punch, slowly turning it over, and then trying to punch with it. The rotation is important for your power. So as you get to position, the rotation is part of the strength. Don't just turn it over and try and punch with it. Rotation's part of it. Last time, go. Good, okay. From there, right hip snaps back. As my right hip snaps back, it's going to pull my right foot fast into there. 1, 2. As it does that, it's then going to slingshot my arm back to then slingshot it forward. 1, 2, 3. Hip goes back to then go forward to then snap back. Power of the floor, next to your ear, round to there. Go. Stop, stop. Okay. You need to disconnect this from this. If your hip and your head goes, it's very, very hard. Feet are solid, head is solid, but everything else in between has a lot of movement. But your head has to stay still. Eyes that way. Tight through here, which means all this can move. Go, do it again. Stop. Right, when it comes to hip movement, your center must stay your center. Some of you are trying to do it by changing your center. So from here, this is my center line. My center line cannot change. This is no good. Trying to do an elbow like that is no good. One center line never changes. Then around. Very small, concentrated movements. Big's no good. Big changes your center. Do it again. Go. Right, so from here, close, roll. Hands stay still. Here. Right, you're always down, into the ground. Seiyunchin up, down. So then when I change to go my 45 degrees, it's down, into the ground. Not going the way I want to go, down. All I do is just change the direction of my body. I don't go there. When you go there, your whole balance will go. The only place I'm going is down. And then my body just shifts to that 45 degrees. But you do have to step forward. You're not going sideways. Your opponent's still in front of you. Now, if you think of my center line straight down the line of my nose, down the middle of my body, my hand doesn't go across there. Small. From there, small. center of my palm. Thumb in, fingers up, Chudan Uki, push it across, make sure you can't see that shoulder. There, no good. Push it across. Power, strength. Strength, power, power, strength. I want you to go from there, punch, elbow, strength. Go. Okay. This one should be a little bit slower because it's a strength technique and then into a faster, powerful technique. But don't fall into the trap of trying to do it too fast and you lose all your composure and all your structure. Things you need to think about. We've got to cover ourselves as we're doing it. Before each move, you always cover yourself before you do anything. So before I go down, my right hand, which is my blocking hand, is going to drop. My left hand stays up. So that means my right hand covers my groin, my elbows are covering my center, and my hands covering my face. Which means when I then drop, I can strike to there. Then I cover myself again to do my second one. So it's not just swing, swing. It's cover, swing, cover, swing. Cover, swing, cover, swing. But it shouldn't be a block. It's not It's as you're moving. You cover through and hit. Cover through and hit. Rather than stop, hit, stop, hit. Cover on the way. Left hip snaps through. Left hip snaps back. Start with that. Go. Okay, stop. Next thing. You can't think of it as forward and back. If you think of it as forward and back, you're always going to go forwards, back, and that's no good. It has to be down. Down, down. Not forward and back. My body always stays straight. Straight, straight. My head goes, lose your power. Straight, straight. Body doesn't go. Hips go. Hip, hip, which means your body stays up in one piece. Remember your handle and your whip. Your handle doesn't go very far. At the end of it, your foot goes a long way. Handle small, end a long way. Handle small, foot a long way. Go. Okay, stop. So your gate arm technique is from here, not. This takes way too long to do. It's not a big motion like this. It's just this way. That way, that way. That way, that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is using your arm as leverage to try and do it. This is using your hips. So it pushes it that way, takes it that way. Now, we talked about last time cipher. This hip pushing that way, but then that hip striking this way. It's exactly the same thing with this. I drop down and my left hip pulls back. But if my left hip pulls me back, it means I'm going that way, which means I've got no power going that way. So it has to be pull and then go back that way. Okay, your other hand. So we're covered like this, and that one's going across and hit. This one, as fast as you can, this way. 1, 2, 1, 2. The faster this one moves, the stronger that one will be. Focus on that other hand. Pulling back. Strong, strong. Squeeze, pull, tight. Go. Okay, stop. Height. Down. Same height. Your legs start to get tired and you start to rise. So when we go for that first one, it's that leg there. Power through that leg. As this hip pulls back, this one stays bent, which takes me to there. Back straight, swinging through. But as soon as that leg starts to fail, you pull that hip back and you release and you engage. No good. It's got to be engaged the whole time. Tight, strong. Snap through, straight through the center. Fastest way to get there is a straight line. Last little bit, go. Right, the problem is that you learn something a basic way and then you need to transfer into doing it in a more advanced way. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is a very basic way to do these gate arm techniques. Helps you remember it, shoulder, down, but it's not shoulder, it has to be there, it has to be vertical, straight up and down. The shoulder's not going to cover your face, it has to be there, which means it has to be there, which means the axis is at your elbow. This one, your axis ends up being your shoulder, and that's why you get this very slow technique with no power into it. But when it's at your elbow, then you can use your hips, which snaps it to there. Focus the elbow to snap to there. Not this, way too slow. Short, short. Too slow. Do it again. Okay, when you go the other way. So this is what we've got to. So this is my hikite hand here. It doesn't drop. You can't go down to go up. You don't block down to go up. It's up. So it stays up. Height doesn't change very much. From there, it's not low, high. It's down, into the ground, to then be into the ground again. So big, no goods. Small. Small motions. Elbows in, tight lats, down into the ground. Down there, down there, down there, cover, down there. Go from the start, get to there, go. We're just about done. So if you're doing something like this, and you try and do an amazing shigarach by going really low, right down like this, then you'll get stuck, and then it's very hard to do your next move. You're better off going that little bit higher with a strong shigarach to power back, rather than a too low shigarach where you get stuck. Shigarach is about strength, not being how low you can be. Strong, strong, and cover yourself. Cover, cover. Right, from the start, things I want you to think about. Hip snap, tight hands, proper positioning. Hip snap, tight hands. Hip snap, tight hands. Square. Feet, hands don't move. Now they move. Hip snaps back, which then takes your elbow. Small, into the ground. Cover. Cover yourself. Hip drops, down, back. Stay low, small, cover, hip snaps. Good strong technique. From the start, here we go. Seiyunchin.